I think we're ready.
All right.
Do you want to get started?
I think so.
All right. Do you know why we're here?
I have no idea.
We're going to be making a 3-ingredient recipe.
You mean I'm on time for one?
You are. You actually were a little bit early.
Wow.
That's great.
It must be the vitamin B3.
The vitamin B3?
I don't know if it could be B4. I don't know.
Oh, you're never here before.
Ah.
Today we're going to be making crepes.
I thought grapes already grew on trees.
No, not grapes. Crepes.
Crepes?
Yeah, crepes are like very thin little French pancakes.
French pancakes.
Yeah, and they're very thin, and you can wrap them
My
around.
ex-girlfriend Suzette made me some crepes.
Oh, did she?
Yes, Crepe Suzette they called her. But
Why don't we see what the ingredients are for these crepes?
okay,
All right. Our first ingredient is
flour.
flour. We are going to be using...
I gave those to Suzette too.
You gave flowers to Suzette?
No, I just gave her flour so she could make the crepes.
Oh, I see. We're going to be using 1 cup of flour. It can be just normal, regular, everyday flour. You can also use organic flour or whatever other type of flour you want. You don't want to use bread flour or self-rising flour for this.
Why not?
Because self-rising flour will make them too puffy. And
there'll be real pancakes or flapjacks or something like that.
exactly. Yep, that's the main difference between regular pancakes and crepes is that regular pancakes have a rising agent, so they become puffier and they're more like a traditional cake, whereas these are flatter and they don't have any rising agents at all. It's 1 cup of flour.
All right.
Our next ingredient is
White water.
white water, or like we like to call it, milk.
I go rafting on the white water.
You go rafting?
It doesn't taste like milk though.
I wouldn't. I would think that you would like something a little bit more slow and steady.
Well, I don't know. I just lay on my back and go where the water takes me.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we are going to use 1 1/4 cups of whole milk.
Okay.
And our final ingredient is
Eggs.
eggs. We are going to use...
Those aren't turtle eggs by any chance.
No, turtle eggs are a lot smaller, I think.
Well,
Because you have a lot
depends
more
on
of
the
them.
turtle.
Have you ever had any eggs?
I'm a boy.
No. I mean, have you ever, had some eggs?
Is that a euphemism?
Well, I mean, have you seen the baby turtles hatch out of their eggs and run down to the sea?
Yeah, we take bets on who's gonna make it.
That's really, really harsh. Well, we're just going to use 2 eggs in our recipe.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the things with crepes is you'll see a lot of recipes that call for butter or sugar or vanilla. You can always add that into the crepes, but
we're only doing the 3.
we're only doing the 3 ingredients, and these 3 ingredients are just fine for crepes, especially if you're going to fill them. If you're going to be filling your crepes, you're going to want...
Filling's another ingredient.
Right, but if we made bread and then made sandwiches out of it, the 3 ingredients would still be in the bread.
Nitpicky.
Nitpicky. Let's see how to make these. All right, I have 2 eggs in a bowl ready to go. I'm just going to whip them up first so that they are all incorporated into the rest of the batter. And now I'm going to add my flour. And I'm going to mix this up a bit, just to start to incorporate it. And then I'm going to add in my milk. And then basically you're just going to mix this up until you get all the lumps out. It doesn't necessarily have to be mixed too much. If you want to, you could put this all into a blender and just blend it for 30 seconds or so. I'm just trying to keep my blender nice and clean, so I'm just going to whisk this together. Once you've incorporated everything together and you have no lumps, you will get this very thin mixture. It might look a little bit too thin to you if you're used to traditional pancakes, but don't worry, it's meant to be thin. We're looking for a very thin crepe, so you don't want a thick batter because otherwise it won't spread out. Now I'm just going to prepare my pan and we will get started. I'm melting some butter on medium-high heat in this small pan. You don't necessarily need a crepe pan, just a nice medium to small pan that will be able to handle the crepe and that you can get underneath your crepes with as well. You don't want it too small. Once this butter is melted, I'm going to start my first crepe. All right, my butter is all melted. I have a ladle with my batter here, and I'm just going to ladle out 1 ladleful of the batter. And then I'm going to quickly start distributing it all the way around the pan. Probably went out of shot there. And what you want to do is just get the entire bottom of your pan all coated with your batter mixture, and then you're going to wait for this to cook. Now, I will warn you that your first crepe is always going to come out weird. They always come out wonky. So you're going to want to be patient. The first one you can just, a lot of people will just throw out their first crepe. Perfectly fine to do that. Much like a regular batter or a regular pancake, you'll start to see bubbles all over the top of your pancake, and that means that it's almost ready to flip. You'll also be able to start moving it around the sides here. Don't rush it though, because you want it to be nice and browned on the bottom. And if you try to flip it too quickly, it won't flip, and then you will lose your crepe. Now, if you are very brave, you can try to just flip this all at once. I am neither brave nor good enough with my culinary skills to do that. So I'm just going to take this and flip that around. Probably not as dark as I should have let it get. You really want some nice brown spots on the bottom of this, but that's okay. Like I said, the first pancake always is a little bit of a mess, but that's okay, because then you can flip it over. I also have made this one possibly a little bit too thick. Right here you can feel a little bit of thickness. But these take absolutely no time at all to make. They're easy, and once you fill them, they taste delicious no matter how you eat them. Okay, and let's flip that one more time. This is about the darkness that we want to get for your crepes. So I am now going to remove this one from the pan. Actually, that doesn't look too weird for my first one, and I'm going to just make a whole stack. I'll just keep them on a plate as I go along, and then we can fill them. Okay, I have a whole plate filled with crepes. One of the things that I will tell you is that if you stack them all up on top of each other, I don't know if you can see the steam coming off of that. Probably not as well on camera. I can certainly see it. I'm trying to get it. You do not need to put this into an oven, a warm oven, or anything like that. I find that these will dry out if you try to keep them in a warm oven, so don't worry about doing that, especially if you're going to eat them right away. Now, you can put whatever you want into your crepe. While you're making your crepe, you can even put in some cheese. That's wonderful. A little bit of Gruyere cheese and some ham is wonderful. If you want to make it sweet, which is what I want to do, you can add all sorts of fillings. You can add in berries or mascarpone cheese. I'm going to do some Nutella with strawberries because that's my favorite. So this is just regular old Nutella. And I'm just going to put a generous helping of that on my crepe. Maybe even a little bit more generous here. There we go. Now remember, these are really thin, so you don't need to add too much filling, even though I really, really want to. And then I'm just going to add a couple of strawberries to that as well. That looks good. And then I am just going to fold that up. You can fold it up in many different ways. I'm going to fold it into thirds, like that, and then kind of roll it over. And then I can stack up a whole bunch of them and they'll be ready to go, or I can eat this one right now. Let's see how that tastes, and it's just as easy as that. What do you think?
Just like Suzette made for me.
Yeah, these are a little bit
Only she filled them with stuff.
We did. We filled these ones with Nutella and strawberries. Couldn't you taste it?
I got the end piece.
Oh, I see.
I'll have to try it later.
Oh, okay. So these are really great, and one of the best things about crepes is that you can make it out of stuff that you already have in your pantry. Most people in their kitchens will have some milk, some eggs, some flour, so if you have that, you already have the ingredients ready to go to make crepes, and then you can fill them or top them with whatever you want.
Like strawberries.
Like strawberries. They are also great as a savory treat as well. You could make a whole meal out of it. You could put cheese and say ham and cheese or some other type of sandwich filling in them, and then you can just have for dessert, you could have things with say Nutella and whipped cream or bananas.
Crepes all day and all night.
Crepes all day and all night.
For midnight snack even.
Perfect. Thanks so much for joining me, Herschel.
You're welcome.
Well, this was a lot of fun. What can people do if they really liked this video?
Well, they could share it with their friends.
Sharing videos with people you know, sharing it on social media helps us out a
hey,
whole
Suzette,
bunch.
if you're seeing this,
Absolutely.
please share it on your side of the pond.
Definitely. Suzette or anybody else can share this video. You can also leave a comment down below. If you'd like us to try out a recipe with only 3 ingredients, we would love to hear from you. And you can also subscribe. Subscribing allows you to be notified when there is a new video posted.
Yeah.
Yep. So thanks so much.
So what do you think since it takes me so long to move, we should do another video right away?
Oh.
You know, get early. I'll get started for next time.
Well, you go to the cabinet and figure out the ingredients, and I will just wrap up right here.
All right. Okay, I'll be there. All right.
Thanks so much for joining us this time. We'll see you again next time. He takes a while. Great.
It must be the vitamin B3.
The vitamin B3?
I don't know, if it could be B4, I don't know.
Oh, you're never here before.
Ah.
So today we're going to make crepes. You got laughing. Sorry. Okay. You almost got it. It's not that often that I get you laughing. Okay.